Hello, Joe. Mrs. Featherston said you wanted to see me.
Easy, Father, easy.
Why all the secrecy?
I don't want Father Fitzgibbon to hear. It's all set.
What's all set?
The trip to Ireland for Father Fitzgibbon. The church ushers had a meeting at my mortuary. You know, Joe Feeney and Sons, undertakers. And we're raising a fund to send him to Ballymora, his old hometown, for a little vacation.
I'm afraid Father Fitzgibbon won't approve of this.
Look, we raise the money, buy the tickets, say nothing to Father Fitzgibbon till it's a fait accompli.
Well, Joe, I didn't know you spoke French.
Oh, Father, when you've buried as many as I have, you meet all kinds. Now, what do you say?
Well, the trip would be great for him, but go ahead, Joe. But look, don't bother people, huh?
You know me, Father. Smooth as a satin lining.
With burlap where it doesn't show.
Father, you have a visitor in the study.
There's someone from the parish?
I doubt it. I've never laid eyes on the likes of him before.
Father O'Malley?
That's right.
My name Remplevich, Oliver Street. Not come church many years.
Won't you sit down?
No.
What can I do for you?
For me, nothing. For you, something. For boss.
Oh, you mean Father Fitzgibbon?
Yeah, you give him this. For 3.
Oh, you've heard.
Everybody here, Joe Finney. Undertaker. How you say, big blowhard.
That's how you say, I'm afraid, yeah.
I hear. I do what I can.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Mr. Remplevich. Every little bit helps. Mr. Remplevich, $500. Well, Mr. Remplevich,
Thinking about a trip?
Yes, I am.
Where were you planning on going?
I'm not planning on going anywhere, Father. It's you. To Ballymora.
Me? Ballymora? Oh, don't joke with me. I have no such money.
Joe Feeney and the ushers raised the money. There's $926 in the kitty.
Oh, the money can be put to better use.
You could at least think about it, couldn't you?
Yeah? Yes, I could think about it, all right. Yes, I could think about it. Lush green hills, all bright in the noon sun, and all soft shadows in the evening, and game, quail, pheasants, and hares as big as cocker spaniels. And the people of the village, farmers, herdsmen, with the kiss of the sun on their faces and the hope of heaven in their eyes. I could think about it, all right.
Well, that's good enough for me. I'll settle for that, and so will Mr. Remplevich.
Remplevich? What does he have to do with it?
Well, he gave the top donation, $500.
Well, That settles it. I couldn't possibly use the money. Give it back at once.
But Mr. Remplovich wants you to use the $500.
Nonsense. He's a poor man. He can't afford it. Runs a little second-hand shop.
I'm sorry, Father. It's Mr. Feeney on the phone for Father O'Malley. I told him you were at dinner, but he said it couldn't wait.
Would you excuse me, Father?
Go ahead. Couldn't wait. Joe Feeney could never wait for anything. He should have the patience of his customers.
He says it's something about the steamship tickets.
Oh, with your permission, then, Father, I suppose I might as well tell him the trip is off. Huh?
Yes, I think you might. Oh, and Father, tell Joe Feeney I'm very grateful for his kind and generous offer. But between you and me, ballymora is the long, long ago. It doesn't mean very much in the here and now.
I'll see you on my way back.
Sure no, Padre.
Oh, you fool me every time. Come sta, eh? Che fai, Io buono ragazzo.
Buongiorno, come va? Come sto?
Buongiorno, Mr. Severino. Come sta,
Bene, grazie. Lei sta bene?
Tutto bene.
Bravo. You like some pizza today?
Well, I'd like some pizza, but I'm afraid I don't have time. I'm looking for Mr. Remplovich. Do you know him?
Mr. Remplevich.
Yes, his shop is somewhere in the street.
Quell'avarone.
Avarone. Come si dice in inglese, avarone?
He is a stingy miser.
Ah, miser, huh?
See. Yes, he is down the street and then you cross over.
Down and over, huh?
Mm-hmm. You be careful, Padre. He's a bad man. Hey, you watch your step, yes?
I'll watch my step.
Okay. Grab it, Father, grab it. Thanks, Father.
Nice work, Coach. You want to take over for me? No, not today. I got a small problem. A small one? I got a king-size one. Yeah? Well, I'll give you just 60 seconds, no more. What is it? Nice bunch of boys, wouldn't you say? Yeah? Most of them belong to the center here, and I think they like the job that we're trying to do for them. And yet? Yet what? Some of them broke in last night and tried to take the place apart. Broke ping-pong tables, glasses, even the trophy case. Then they got caught red-handed. Well, what are you going to do about it? Chuck, it's got me licked. The police are working on it, but it's not a police problem. It's our problem. And it won't go away, and we just can't sweep it under the rug. Any of the boys from St. Dominic's? One or two. Any trouble before? That's the strange part about it. As kids go, this is a good group. But they're on some strange kind of kick. Just breaking into schools, smashing car windows. They seem to be smashing things just for the pure fun of destroying them. You got an answer to that one, pal? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just resentment against the adult world, and it could be we're too easy on them. And then they know if they're caught, they'll get off with just a warning. You know, you can't obey someone or something you don't respect, and I'll go along with anything you do. Thanks, Father. I got something for you. Shoot. You know anything about your neighbor, Mr. Remplovich? I wouldn't go anywhere near him if I didn't have to. What's the matter with him? Well, outside of the fact that he's a mean, penny-pinching tyrant who runs some kind of a pawn shop on the side and loans money at high interest, he's a fine Christian gentleman. Thanks, I get the picture. You're not going to try to borrow some money from him, are you? Believe it or not, I'm trying to give him some back.
Ja, was wollen Sie haben? Oh, Father O'Malley, yeah?
Yes. I didn't know you were German.
Not German, Polish. No, not Polish, American.
Oh.
Well, what I do for you?
Look, Mr. Remplovich, I have to give you back your money.
Why? It's not good money, you think?
Well, no, that's not the point.
Boss father, not want go back old country?
Oh, I think he'd like to go back, but...
Then is no problem.
Well, that's what you think. Listen, Mr. Remplovich.
No. You listen to me, father. Tell you something. You not tell nobody, yeah?
All right.
Save this money long time. Work hard. Everybody hate Remplevich. Remplevich loan money. Sometimes win, sometimes lose. Second-hand furniture. Second-hand dreams. Remplevich have dream. Come day, Poland free. Go back visit. They not come. Poland not free. Soon Remplevich, old man. Somebody use money. Somebody use money now.
But why should you give the money to Father Fitzgibbon?
Father Fitz, good man, yeah?
Oh, very good, yes.
Ireland free, yeah?
Yes.
Good. Keep money. But not spend for church. Only trip, yeah?
Mr. Remplovich, you drive a hard bargain.
Yeah, everybody say that.
Suppose Father still says no.
Simple. If he not use it, Remplevich burn it.
Burn it? Well, you just can't burn $500.
My money. You give back, I burn.
Well, surely there must be someone close to you who could use this money. Your family, or...
Remplevich no have family.
But your son. I see his name over there in the window.
Remplevich no have son. Son die 1945, year communists take over Poland. Wife die, same year, same day. Day Remplevich get out. Police catch them, not catch Remplevich. So Remplevich live, Remplevich hope. Remplevich have dream, long time, maybe too long. If he not go back, Father Fitz go back.
But this money, well, don't you have any friends?
Polish people?
Yes.
No. Here they happy, sing, laugh, forget Poland. Forget Poland is bleeding. Other people I not understand, they not understand me. You give back money. I born. What you say?
I guess it's back to ballymora.
Grand indeed. Ah, if music were only penance, we'd all be in paradise tonight. Sure, there's nothing like a song to lift us up and show us anew the beauty and grandeur of Ireland. I remember when I was no higher than a bramble bush.
Get on with it, Feeney.
And what better way to express our sentiments in a song that brings a lump to your throat and a tug at your heart. Father O'Malley, if you please.
Well, fellas, I think it's time now. You all know Gus Curran, Mike Radvansky, Bill Belly, and Jim Kelly of the choir. And now, I think we come to the high spot of the evening, or maybe I should say the low spot.
A song written by a local curate who prefers to remain nameless and blameless, and our good organist, Jerry Starkio. We call this number, Take Me Back to Ballymora, and we dedicate it to you, Father Fitzgibbon.
Away like clouds in the breeze, but time can erase my sweet memories.
To walk once again through the mist or the glen, Ballymora is calling me home. With hills all around, like the jewels on a crown, Ballymora is calling me home. All the people there wear the sun in their hair, and the hope of heaven in their eyes. From long, long ago, in a voice soft and low, Ballymora is calling me home. Ballymora is calling me home.
After such a fine Irish song written by an American priest and an Italian organist, gentlemen, we have a rare treat for you, a rare treat indeed. Word has been passed that among us tonight is the greatest and grandest dancer in the history of County Wexford. A man who, when he's dancing a fine jig or a clog, such sparks fly from his feet that have never been seen by the human eye since the great sword of Brian Boru struck the breastplates of the cruel foreign foe. I refer, of course, to our own Father John Patrick Fitzgibbon.
What is this, Chuck? I haven't done a thing like this for over 40 years. So, you started this, Feedy. Oh, well, all right. I'll do Fill the Floater's Ball. Have you heard the Fill the Floater from the town of Ballymock? The times were going hard with him. In fact, the man was broke, so he sent out invitations to the neighbours, one and all, as to how he'd like their company that evening at a ball. With the toot of the float and the twiddle of the fiddle, oh, hopping in the middle like a heron on a griddle, oh, up, down, round about and facing to the wall, oh, hadn't we the gaiety it filled the floater's ball?
Oh, up, down, round about, facing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety it filled the floater's ball?
Then little Mickey Mulligan got up to show them how, and then the widow Cafferty steps out to make her bow. I'll dance you off your legs, says she, as sure as you were born. If you'd only make the piper play, the hair was in the corn. With the toot of the float and the twiddle of the fiddle, oh, up and in the middle like a heron on a griddle, oh, up, down, hands about and facing to the wall, oh, hadn't we the gaiety it filled the floater's ball?
Oh, up, down, round about, facing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety it filled the floater's ball? In the toot of the flute and the twiddle of the fiddle, oh, hopping in the middle like a heron on a griddle, oh, up,
Down, roundabout, facing to the wall. What a time we had at the Fluter's Ball.
Father O'Malley, and my dear friends here in St. Dominic's, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I must admit I've often entertained the idea of going back to ballymora, but until now it's been just a dream I never thought would come true. And even yet, as I listen to those wonderful words, ballymora is calling me home, I kept thinking, home really is here, where the heart is. Where the heart... On the high side, would you say?
No, as a matter of fact, just about normal.
Oh.
I'll see you in the morning, Father. No more Irish reels for a while.
It was a cloud.
He seems to be all right. But I'll check in the morning just to be sure. I'll give this to Mrs. Featherston on my way out.
Thank you. Good night, Dr. Warnicki.
Good night, Father. Good night, Father.
Oh, good night. Good night. Oh, what's the matter with the doctors these days? I like a man who knows what's wrong with you and tells you right off. What do you think it is? Something in the stomach? An ulcer, maybe? I have a feeling inside me a little like a faucet dripping. Would that be internal bleeding?
I don't think so, Father.
Whatever it is, has the trip to ballymora knocked on the head entirely.
And, what about Mr. Remplovich?
What's the matter with Mr. Remplovich?
Well, he said that if you didn't use the money for the trip to ballymora, he's going to burn it, remember?
Oh, I know Remplovich. He'll listen to reason, all right. Especially if you explain it to him. You won't forget to turn back the steamship tickets now, will you?
Maybe by tomorrow you'll change your mind.
Oh, this is a sign. A sign I was not meant to go. Perhaps I should make my will. What's that?
It's the prescription ordered by the doctor.
Oh, that quick?
Well, it was something we already had on hand.
Thank you, Mrs. Featherston.
Good night, Father.
Good night.
Drink it up, Father. It'll do you good.
How do you know? Have you tried it?
Indeed not. I wouldn't think of it.
I never did like taking medicine.
Why don't you try it, Father?
What's in it?
A little milk and brandy. What's the matter?
You can tell the doctor from me. I'm not complaining, mind you. But you might say there's a bit too much milk in the medicine.
Good night, Father. Good to see you. Charlie? Yeah, Charlie, yes. Afternoon, Charlie. Miss O'Malley? Fine. So long, Charlie. Yes, give
Father, Barney O'Dowd wants to see you. He's out in the garden.
Barney O'Dowd?
Sour O'Dowd, they call him. He never smiles.
Oh, perhaps you can use him in your business. I understand it's quite an asset.
You're a great kidder, Father.
Oh, am I now? Yeah.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mr. O'Dowd. How are you?
Fine, I guess. How's His Reverence?
Oh, coming along.
I noticed he didn't say the 9 this morning.
No, we borrowed a priest from St. Timothy's.
Well, it's all for the best. A great break it was. Him collapsing like that.
A great break.
Indeed it was. If he ever got a good look at ballymora, he'd go back to bed and never get up. Tell him I was asking for him.
Mr. O'Dowd.
Yes, Father.
What's that you were saying about ballymora?
Didn't I tell you? I was born a couple miles away in Gilholy.
Oh.
I made a trip back last summer. You know how it is. When you ride the subways too long, you get ideas. First thing you know, you're dreaming of the green fields and wide open spaces far away. You can't help yourself. So I saved my money and I went back home. And I sent His Reverence a postcard with a nice Gaelic stamp. And that's all I did. I kept away from him for fear he'd ask me about ballymora.
Well, Father Fitzgibbon says it's a lovely place. Mist on the meadows, cool streams, green hills.
On the green hills is a great hydroelectric plant. The streams, they have a scum on them as thick as a Turkish rug, with the fish dead. And the trees and the greens are hideous color from all the chemicals they're polluting the air with.
Oh, when did all this happen?
It started right after the war. The plan was to industrialize the whole valley. And that they did, and ruined it to boot.
Oh, well, I guess that was what was needed, huh? Progress.
What is progress for some is ruin for others. Worst of all are the people. City people to run the plants. With soft hands, white faces, and black hearts.
Well, what of the old people, the ones Father used to know?
Long gone, Father. Those are the old ones that were left moved on when the plants and the mills come. I have a few relatives left, and not a week comes by without a letter from one of them, hoping to break away from that poor valley. Good day to you, Father.
Father! How are we doing? How are we doing about what?
Father Fitzgibbon, is he going to make the sailing on time?
Well, I wouldn't count on it, Joe.
Oh, things not so good in there, huh?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
How far would you go, Father?
Well, I'd just say that as of now, things don't look too good for that trip to ballymora.
Not going at all?
I don't think he's going. He looks on that little attack as a kind of a sign that he shouldn't go. And all in all, I think it's for the best.
Not up to the trip, huh?
That and other reasons.
Father, if there should be a turn for the worst, I hope you remember.
Joe, he's not going to take that kind of a trip either.
Good morning, my boy. Just the man I want to see.
Are you feeling all right, Father? Huh?
Never better. Dr. Warwick has just left. Gave me a clean bill of health. I'd be glad to take the 11 o'clock mass for you, unless you've made other arrangements.
Oh, no, that'd be fine if you really feel up to it.
Oh, of course I do. Well, now, we have things to plan. Come in, let's talk about them. I agree with the good doctor. I haven't been sick at all. There's little fatigue, little indigestion. Nothing at all to stop me from going to ballymora.
Then you really are thinking of going?
Well, I wouldn't like to let that good man Remplovich burn up $500. We still have the tickets. We haven't turned them in.
Oh, no, we still have the tickets.
Oh, fine. Then all I need to get is my passport and get some of those, in the arm. What is it?
Shots.
Shots, that's it, shots. I may swell up like a balloon, but it'll be worth every minute of it. Oh, see here, I want to show you something. I took these pictures the last year I was at the seminary. That was the last time I was home. And, did you ever see anything more beautiful? Oh, yes, and this is my brother. God rest his soul. Standing hip-deep in the stream. Oh, I know it's the fashion these days to say you can't go home again. It'll never be the same. But they don't know Ireland, or Wexford either. Ballymora will always be the same. Oh, about that nice young priest from St. Timothy's who's been filling in. You'll be sure to ask him to stay to lunch now, won't you?
Yes, Father. Yes.
Thank you, my boy. Thank you.
Hey, what goes on?
Oh, a little repair work. Nice quiet day for it.
Yeah. I don't know whether they're all late churchgoers or late sleepers.
I rather suspect late sleepers. How's Father Fitzgibbon this morning?
Oh, Father's himself again.
Then he'll be able to make the trip.
Yeah, but it seems Ballymora isn't Ballymora anymore. Big changes.
After my 10th class reunion, Yale just wasn't Yale anymore.
Well, I suppose it's to be expected, but it's not going to be easy on Father Fitch, you know.
No, to him it'll be as fair as it was long, long ago.
That's right. Say, Tom, I felt if I could talk Mr. Remplovich into releasing that money for some other project, Father Fitz might change his mind about going.
You might have a job on your hands. I'm afraid your friend Mr. Remplovich is some kind of a rare nut.
Yeah. With a shell around him as tough as a walnut. But it's worth a try. Keep me posted on your problem.
You bet.
I not understand. First, Father Fitz not want money, then he want. Now he not want again, yeah?
No. Father Fitzgibbon is willing to use the money. In fact, he's due to sail the 25th.
So, what is problem?
And the problem is he's not going to like it when he gets there. I just heard from someone who was back last year to Ballymora.
Ballymora?
That's right. It's not the same as it was 40 or 50 years ago.
What is?
Well, he's bound to be disappointed, so...
So?
Well, so I figured if you'd let us use the money for some other purpose...
Building funds, yeah?
Yes.
No.
Mr. Rempler...
Remlevich not care building fund.
Look, you won't go back to Poland because it's changed. Isn't that the same thing for Father Fitzgibbon?
No. If Poland free, Remlevich take chance. Ireland free, Father Fitz should take chance. Good afternoon, Father.
You're a proud man, Mr. Remplovich.
Yeah. Sometimes nothing left, but proud. You understand?
I'm not sure. But I'm trying.
I'm beginning to enjoy the excitement. I haven't felt better in years. Come in and let's talk a bit. That is, unless you have something you want to do.
Oh, no, not at all. As a matter of fact, there's some things I'd like to talk about, too, Father.
You know, you'll be acting pasto while I'm away. But I don't think there's anything to worry about. After all, I'll be gone only a few weeks. And the bishop will send you a fine young lad to help out.
Father, once you're there, don't you think you might take a little more time and see the rest of Ireland?
Oh, well, a day or two in Dublin, maybe. But I'd save most of the time for Ballymora.
Yes, of course, but there's bound to be other things you might enjoy. Perhaps a trip to England.
England? Chuck, it's supposed to be a pleasure trip.
Oh, well, what about France or Italy? You've never been to Rome.
No, but let's not be greedy. Let's take one dream at a time.
Mr. O'Dowd is here, Father. He's waiting to see you.
Oh, Mr. O'Dowd, yes. Yes, I asked him to stop by. Would you excuse me a
Oh,
moment?
of course. I'll ask the little man to step in when you've had your talk.
Yes, Father, I'll do that. You got the letter?
Yeah, I got it right here.
going to show it to himself?
That's the idea. Maybe we can't stop him from going back to Ballymora, but at least we can prepare him for Ballymora as it really is.
Good evening, Mr. O'Dowd.
Good evening, Father.
Pull up a chair. Sit down, sit down.
No, thank you, Father. I don't feel like sitting exactly. Not right now, thank you.
I thought you might like to talk to Mr. O'Dowd. He's from Gilhooly, you know.
Oh, yes. That's the other side of Ballymora, by the river. Oh, I know the place well.
Mr. O'Dowd was back there last year, and in Ballymora, too.
Oh, yes. And how are things in Ballymora?
Not good, Father. Not good at all. It's a great manufacturing place with great turbines and factories. The beauty is gone from the land, Father.
Turbines? What about the game in the hills? The quail and the rabbits? The people of the village with the kiss of the sun on their cheeks and the touch of heaven in their eyes?
The hares have gone to other hills, and the villagers have gone to other valleys, Father.
It's just that I was never meant to go. I felt it all along. This is where I belong, not chasing after yesterday's dreams. It was foolish of me to think that Ballymora would have been wrapped in some misty green cocoon all these years, ready to emerge before my eyes, as it was 50 years ago. Those things happen only in storybooks.
I guess that's why we like to sing the old songs, Father. They don't change like people and places, do they?
This still leaves us with the problem of Mr. Remplevich and the $500.
Father thought you might like to read this. It's from one of my nephews in Gilhooly. He writes at least once a month. He's studying at the university, but his ambition is to come here to America like I did.
Would you read it for me, Father?
Dear Uncle Barney, you ask me again why I want to come to America. Sometimes it is hard to truly articulate what we here believe America really is. For generations we have watched America, borrowed from her greatness, taken courage and hope from her struggle for liberty. We have even aped her manners and her morals, and fed a steady diet of her books and her movies. Yet down the years, the name America still has a sound so fresh and clean. It is the land that still believes in fairy stories, where miracles still happen, where anything and everything is possible. Of course, I know it isn't the fashion to like America these days. Whoever likes the doting uncle who pays the bills. Yet I think the uncle in this case is a good uncle, much better than he knows, perhaps. He does the good thing because most of the time he doesn't know how to do the bad thing. In a world peopled with difficulties and disasters, I feel that the finest, the bravest flame, the spirit of America, defies extinction. It leaps anew in each generation who knows her greatness, her goodness. I may never see America, but I know what it is like. Thank you for the many things, Uncle Barney, but most of all, for hope.
How much would it take to bring the boy here?
Oh, about $500, $600 of passage and to help him get going.
I see. Well, thank you, Mr. O'Dowd. Oh, I wonder if I might keep that letter a while longer.
Long as you like, Father. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. O'Dowd.
Well, my boy, I think I got to pay a little call on Mr. Remplevich.
Would you like me to come along?
No, I think this is something I better do myself.
Are you sorry about the trip, Father?
In a way. Seems the only thing I got out of this is a sore arm.
Cheer up, Father. The shots are good for 3 years.
Well, the shots for the last 3 years, so were my dreams. I'll give ballymora another chance. Another day. Good evening, Mr. Ransovich.
Oh,
May I come in?
Father Fritz, yeah, my honor. Come in.
You. Sit down. Oh, thank you.
You sail soon, yeah?
No, Mr. Ransovich, I do not sail soon.
Why? Why not?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
You not want money? Then you want money, now you not want again, yeah?
Well, Mr. Ransovich, I'd like to have your permission.
No. You use money for trip or give money back to me.
And if I give it back to you...
I ball.
Mr. Ransovich...
You like goulash?
Oh, thank you. I've already had supper.
It's very good.
I'm sure it is.
Perhaps a glass of wine.
Oh, well, of course.
Prosit.
May your shadow never grow less. In a chair like this, a man begins to feel like a bishop.
Yeah. You like chair? You take.
Oh, no, I couldn't do a thing like that. Mr. Emplevich, tell me something.
Yeah.
How old was your son when he died?
Why you ask? Many times I tell you. 19.
Ah, just what I thought. Only 19. I have a letter here from a lad in Ireland who's only 19.
Other boys, Rimplevich not care.
Dear Uncle Barney, that's Mr. O'Dowd.
Yeah. Mr. O'Dowd owe me money. You see him. Tell him he pay.
I'd like you to read this letter.
Name, America, still has a sound so fresh and clean. It is the land that still believes in fairy stories, where miracles still happen. Where anything and everything is possible. Crazy boy. Boy dream too much.
Perhaps. But at least he dreams of the future, not of the past.
Only old people look back over shoulder.
Now, I thought if he could come here, I bet he believes our streets are paved with gold.
Yeah, I believe that too in old country. that and lots other things. What happened to me, Father?
What has happened to the money? Perhaps we spent so much time looking for the gold instead of the goodness. We look back so much, we never really see what's right in front of us.
Yeah, Father. More better, bright new dream than old bitter dream. Better young eyes see new country than old eyes see old country. You send boy money.
God bless you for that, Mr. Emplevich.
Oh, thank
God
you, Father.
bless you.
Come. I open door.
Thank you, Mr. Emplevich. Thank you indeed.
No, thank you, Father, for making me see.
Good night.
Good night, Father.
I got it. Thanks, Father.
Saw you from the window. Nice catch.
Thanks.
Oh, you missed a great career as a fly chaser.
Well, Father Fitzgibbon has hinted that on several occasions.
How is he?
He's fine. He's too busy to think about ballymora.
Oh, say, his friend, Mr. Rumplevich stopped by the other day. First time since I've been here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a real help.
He make a contribution?
You got a minute?
Sure.
I'll show you.
Good stop. Oh, that's the letter of Mr. O'Dowd's nephew.
Yeah, I had it framed and hung up in the hall. I'm having every one of my characters read it. Maybe the next time they think about being a little bit destructive, they'll remember this letter and try to build up what they've got instead of tear it down.
Well, it could help.
You want to hit a few?
You mean kids?
I meant flies, but maybe that's not a bad idea.